Level 1, $1,800. You are 22, you have $1,800 in a checking account, you open 3 times a day, and a clothing brand that exists mostly in a notes app. The idea is real. You've sketched the logo on a napkin twice. You didn't throw the first one away. You work doubles on weekends. Tuesday through Thursday you shoot product photos in your bedroom, with a ring light you split with your roommate. The first 3 drops move 11 units combined. You tell nobody that number. You post the sold-out stories without the quantity. Your cousin Terrence calls from Atlanta on a Thursday. He heard about the brand through your aunt. He wants in. Not money in. In. His energy, his connections, his network. You say yes because no feels too large right now and you don't have language yet for what you actually mean, which is, I need to understand what this is before I explain it to someone else. He posts once, tags it wrong, never posts again. You don't mention it. Your friend Kezia loans you $200 for the first real order, interest-free, no timeline. You notice how she hands it over, like it isn't a question. You file that. Not sentiment. Inventory. The first pop-up is a folding table at a community market. You sell 4 hoodies and a hat. One customer comes back the following week and brings her sister. You take their picture and post it. 23 likes. You screenshot it before you go to sleep. You keep the Notes app list open. Flagship store. Full collection. Wholesale accounts. The words feel too large and too close at the same time. At your uncle's cookout, someone asks what you do. You say you're building something. Your uncle says, that's what they all say, and turns back to the grill. You eat your plate. You go home and add another line to the list. Level 2. $18,000. The brand starts moving. Not fast. Steadily. Steadily feels different from luck. You bring on a photographer named Ren. She charges below market because she believes in the aesthetic. You pay her on time. Always. 5 days early when you can manage it. She notices. You notice that she notices. You file that too. Your friend from middle school, Dre, starts showing up to pop-ups before you ask. Sets up the table, breaks it down, sweeps after. Never calculates it. Your friend Malik asks to run the social media. You say yes because no still feels like a door slamming. He posts 3 times, all of them slightly off, then sends you screenshots asking what you think, then goes quiet for 12 days. You take the account back and say it's temporary. He tells people you're being controlling. A friendship from before you had anything worth protecting ends over 14 days of access to an account with 890 followers. You raise prices slightly on the 3rd drop. Sales don't fall. You sit with that information for a full week before you believe it. A boutique on the east side picks up 6 pieces. Small order. Real shelf space. You drive past the store twice before going in to see your product on the rack. You stand in front of it for longer than you planned. You put $4,000 back into inventory that night. You open the Notes app. Read the list. You are not at the flagship yet, or somewhere recognizable on the road to it. Level 3, $75,000. You hire your first employee. Part-time, fulfillment and customer service. Her name is a Daisy. She answers every customer email within 3 hours and never has to be reminded. You watch this for 30 days before you say anything. Then you say it directly. This is exactly who I needed. You lose the boutique account. The original buyer leaves. The new one has different taste, and that is the entire story. $3,200 in pending orders disappears in a single email. You sit at your kitchen table and do the math without moving. The numbers say okay, and your body doesn't feel okay, and you let both things be true simultaneously, and that is what managing actually looks like from the inside. A regional streetwear blog covers the brand. Unprompted, specific, complimentary about the stitching and colorway choices. Traffic triples in 48 hours. Some of those people buy. Terrence calls from Atlanta again. He's ready to be more involved now that he's seen the coverage. He uses the word we 3 times in the first 2 minutes. You say you'll think about it. You think about the wrong tag and the silence that followed it. You don't call back. You launch the first real collection. 12 pieces, proper photography, actual copy. You host a launch event in a borrowed space on a Wednesday. 41 people come. You built for less and expected more, and the night works anyway. Dre moves chairs and sweeps and stays until the last box is broken down. Same as the folding table. Same person in a different room. You notice the consistency specifically. You are beginning to understand what consistent actually means. Not what people say about themselves, what they do when the event ends and the room empties. Level 4. $300,000. A wholesale account closes with a regional chain, 47 locations. That number lives in your head for a full day before it feels like it belongs to you. You plan a dinner to mark the occasion. 7 people, private room. 3 show up. The other 4 all text within the same hour. Later you understand what that hour meant. That your success exists in 2 separate realities for the people who know you. The one where they root for you from a distance, and the one where they sit down. You open your hiring process to your network first because it feels right. The results split clean down the middle. One person absorbs the role completely. Figures out things you didn't ask them to figure out. One person shows up 4 days out of 10, and on a hard day, cries in the back about how difficult it is to work this hard. You let the second one go. She tells the group chat it was personal. Kezia, who handed you $200 3 years ago without making it a moment, drives 2.5 hours to your first official retail event. She doesn't tell you she's coming. She just appears. You hug her in the parking lot. You don't have words yet for why that moment is the one you will remember from the entire year. A business journalist interviews you. Asks who made a difference early on. You say Ren and Dre and Kezia. That night, 2 people from the original circle message separately to say they expected to be mentioned. You read both messages. You put the phone face down. You don't go back to them. Level 5. $1 million. You are in a meeting with a licensing partner when it clears. Your accountant texts one sentence afterward. Clean and exact. You read it in the parking garage. You wait for something to arrive that matches the number. It doesn't arrive, or something arrives that isn't what you expected. What comes is the memory of $1,800, and the Notes app, and the 11 units you never told anyone, and your uncle at his grill. Not celebration, something closer to confirmation. The sensation of a door closing quietly behind you. Terrence reaches out on Instagram. 12 likes in a row at 11 p.m., then a DM. Always believed in what you were building. Let's connect. You read it, close it, don't return to it. Dre asks to get lunch, no agenda attached. He orders what he always orders, and asks how you're actually doing. Not how the brand is doing, how you are. You tell him some of it. You notice in the moment that this is the first time in months someone has asked that question without a pitch in the follow-up sentence. The Notes app list is almost entirely checked. Flagship, full collection, wholesale. There's one line at the bottom you don't remember writing. What happens when the list runs out? You open a new note. What am I actually building toward now? You don't answer it. You save it and keep going. Level 6, $10 million. The flagship opens on a Saturday. You arrive before the doors unlock and stand across the street in the cold, alone, because you wanted to see the line form without anyone knowing you were watching. There is a line. You go around to the back. You go to work. Ren runs the visual department now. Full salary. Equity conversation pending. She treats the brand like it is already hers, which is the highest thing you know how to say about anyone. Your mother calls during the opening weekend and says things she means entirely, and you listen and feel the gap between her version of this moment and your experience of walking in through the back entrance. You love her completely. The gap is real. Both are true, and nobody ever prepared you to hold both at the same time. Terrence posts a caption about people who level up, tags you, refers to himself as a day one. Your team asks if you want to address it. You say, there's nothing to address. You mean it. $100 million. Your real circle fits in one car. You didn't choose that number. It resolved itself, and then one day you counted, and it had settled. Dre is in it. Operations lead. He does the job the way he did the folding table. Same person in every room regardless of who is watching or what it costs. You have come to understand that this is the rarest quality in a person. Not the talent, the consistency, the one who is identical whether it pays them or doesn't. At a family gathering, someone asks what you do now. You say, you run a holding company. They nod the way people nod when they've received a word instead of an answer. You spend the rest of the evening in the kitchen, because the kitchen is the one room where everything still has a place, and the place makes sense. Your doctor's notes say stress-related twice on the same page. You schedule the follow-up this time. You actually go. Your therapist asks what you do when a feeling arrives. You tell her you file it. She writes something down. She says filing is not the same as processing. You type that in your phone when you leave. The original Notes app is gone. New phone, didn't transfer. But the flagship store exists on an actual street in your city, and people stand in line for Saturday drops, and none of them know about the ring light, or the 11 units, or your uncle's grill, or the $200 from Kezia, or Dre at the folding table. You are the only one who is there for all of it. Some days that is the whole point. Some days it is the loneliest fact you carry. If this one stayed with you, leave a thought below.